and a 3 herbal center say, what they are quanaquato 3 capsules, cocoa masate druno, and no bet to me a bopa, na a 2 cocoa no as say. Running Makwa would draw 1 madama suya sene. And if we are promptobaka see boy, yada baba sumo, na yanja boy na fay and some no waka sankasa, yanania tree and some family.
Observe for your shaka sena said the free Ghana Statistical Service on Matana, ye woman etna see SSN, oh my God, ye seek a sem, ye get DS and ye seek or more SSN na brown, on the better minor addition, and me who baby, oh my God, ye seek a sem, ye get D, any a brabocrano, AC echo edifa. Now, one Matana say, afia erami 2024 ne boss me ensa na edika no se ne o my God ye dwade yesikoye no o masesen e de hon kontabu abeto Ghana ma de hie ne mo kire se afi no sa boss me ensa na edika wa afi mu no o my God ye dwade yekoye pa e so hwe ne ma ye bobo no firi o mayi mo e de ko amanfo nkro su kokoton ye na de kototo ne ma ye twidi firi amanfo nkro su bewura o mayi mu no a na ke se ye de ne ye di firi ase ko abonte koton ye no na edoso ese ne ye de ba o mayi mu e ba beton ye ba samo my Ghana yes ye dwade ne yesikasem etuto ye adema yempa emfa ho ene se na manfo su aho kire esu sika esu niema pi ho no na niema ekoye pa Professor Samuel Kobna enim ono na Ghana Statistical Service atenaye no oda no a eba nkuntabuo yesesen ye place party na chese yakeka niema sie nia ono na hweso na wono mo chese so hwe bosomi ensa ne dika wa afi mu a niema yesesa ye kokoton ye no na number 59.5 billion Ghana cedis and an yema if you be maso be raw memono na and number 48.1 billion Ghana cedis ya so okay kan yema si ania e ge se kire nwa namo a ebegu achi no and number 11.5 billion Ghana cedis ya sanke to so ye ne sa enke beboa e mo man ni sikasem agina ye Professor Samuel Kobna enimu nchechire mu ni
slightly different from a US denominated perspective. From a US denominated perspective, we see a slight decrease in terms of our total trade value between the last quarter of 2023 and the first quarter of 2024. In the last quarter of 2023, from a US denominated perspective, we saw our total trade value being 9.1 billion US dollars relative to 8.5 billion US dollars in the first quarter of 2024. What does this mean from a trade balance perspective? From a trade balance perspective, given that total exports in the first quarter of 2024 was 59.5 billion relative to 48.1 billion Ghana cedis, our trade balance in the first quarter of 2024 was 11.5 billion Ghana cedis. 11.5 billion Ghana cedis trade surplus, that is exports being higher than imports by 11.5 billion Ghana cedis. This should be looked at in the perspective of what happened the same time first quarter 2023. In the first quarter 2023, we had a trade surplus of 4.5 billion Ghana cedis, and indeed, as was mentioned earlier on, the average trade surplus for the entire 2023 was 5.3 billion Ghana cedis. What this means is that the 11.5 billion Ghana cedis that we've recorded as trade surplus in the first quarter of 2023 is more than twice the trade surplus that we recorded same time last year and the average that we got for the entire 2023.
Nti weye aye Professor Samuel Kobna enim enietene nke wono na Ghana Statistical Service adwumano wodano.
Professor Jenna no Pokwajiman na aye Franka Tunia be de chodema Yera John Dramani Mahama ana wone adesuafo a awon finfin temu akwa kwahia ekiremu se enwoma sua de andisi amanyoko na da won makoma so pa na wono kra na penso no wode bibi kwoto mrahebedwafia na wohwesan kamrahebedwafo abegia atomu ade e for the National Research Fund Bill ekwowi ekire no NPP amanyoko no afem awo mrahebedwafie one more year 70 si bone actually say baba yi book and research allowance build a fund free ho and de kaka ho ma sa bill no one more anye amfantum wo se kokwaye o hawo kase de ma no sansa wo hwe nwoma sua dada na koma so wo pese emabunu atumi nya baby pese fa no nwoma sua won sam so na so NPP aban ase bibia amfa no ho no a na eye ne ya pa enam so nti wɔka de akyerɛ adesuafoɔ sɛ nyankoropɔn yɛ adom ma brɛbrɛ NDC amanyɔkuo no bɛtena so a wɔn bɛsan so de adeɛ frɛ sɛ National Research Fund Bill na san so ababiem na atumi aboa ma nwomasua asa fa no ntoma pa de afira. Professor Jane Nana Opokuajiman.
I provided leadership to the Ministry of Education to initiate a bill in Parliament for the establishment of a National Research Fund. Largely, the bill sought to help researchers, including young lecturers especially, research fellows and graduate students too, in our universities, to access adequate research funding opportunities to build their capacities in research grant proposal writing too. Unfortunately, the bill was received with partisan propaganda, and the rationale behind it twisted and misrepresented as a move to scrap the book and research fund. The NDC government, under my leadership, have not issued any policy statements on scrapping the book and research allowance. And indeed, by 2016, book and research allowances have been paid to beneficiaries. Even though this has been done, the NPP took advantage of the National Research Bill being introduced in an election year and championed a campaign against it. Ironically, when the NPP took over the leadership in 2017, they pursued the very bill they had demonized in 2016 and got it passed by Parliament as the National Research Fund Act. Nevertheless, the NDC is still committed to the National Research Fund and will ensure that it becomes operational when we are voted back to office.
Anwachi no National President Adema Grasag ora Emmanuel Owusu wana so de kakra to aso.
Politicians and in remember why don't we create a platform near my share of education with the young people of this republic so that December propose and of course if you are not on market policy here you put a presidential candidates via opportunity and then NDC flag bearer Akasa Yami Aduma senior Baby another political party flag bearer Ebekasa and he said young people politicians and my need to some questions in the end because that's the best my area there was a people say now I can't even know the and music be free in a party and then put the graduate is not the any also be or PhD program or master's program for us no massive idea and that research in that sense, Emma, creating a lot of jobs. And I've been so economy, and of course, it's economy year. We know the GD said, the graduate students, the very economy is so bad. You remember the people a benefit. And don't your research near
I was aware Emmanuel Owusu no National President Adema Grasa.
I was for ye free a year Mampeni Nana Mampeni Dada John Dramani Mama and Frank Tufabe de Chinsen Semihuna Yademo Ako and Semfu from Yako Forestry Commission or Matana ye na afi Green Ghana Jumedieno or more SSN yeno or more HS Bosumi Junior Yako Remedy Toson so and na o my Ghana Fanena Yibidien Yania Bodeuru Yemuya see Nia. Ewa we yempotem ye bo ho ban krakra gugu sunsio na nyina ombebo ho edewro opani John Lota oye pani konchefo da forestry commissioner no ano de sansemi jawabra no akom finfi mantemu ene finfi mantemu so afo kwa kobutu mai kakra na uti ansentwefo na so safi ye Green Ghana dwumedie no ebe koso June bosome de toso ye enso wose finfi mantemu nko ano wo mo enua kra no na gese ye 600,000 ye wo mo ebedu mo kike nyina siania o mamuni nyina no o mo ani da kwan se so mo ha o mani a be 10 million trees de ebedua no my Ghana afana nyina opani John Alote
Cape Coast, Central Regional Capital, part of the Green Ghana project. I have a target of 10 million on the 7th of June. In the programs, I should preparations are Minister rounds the various regions and preparation towards the Green Ghana. The Central region, they are building preparations of in the various districts. As the Minister for the Central region, actually how the MMDCs and the regional administration are prepared for the Green Ghana Day. My promising and say they are ready to exceed the target of 600,000 for the Central region. And as I can say, apart from planting on the 7th, you're planting the previous 3 events. Now how those trees are doing. Picture, post it, those trees are doing well. By the minister, 2021, 2022, 2023, there was a trees are doing very well. Especially in spending time to inspect the trees we planted past 3 months.
Observant way a John Aluto na epene kwanche for that forestry commission anone no achiri and amfifi mantam so for ma me Justina Marigold asan so no e de kakra esoso
Ghana de bring Ghana de bibi a me de bibi a oye green ya za oye shese oye fufuru oye za ompa ti green
Observant way a ma me Justina Marigold asan no and a shame finfi mantam ne so se swafo nti Green Ghana jumedia eba so no and ano no so ahobo finfi mantam adehye eye e de eremu no bobo so kakra de akere no
mampanya be de cho Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia Swada ya wo bontoa akọ aproba ahodo sane ye baya womanfo betumi ato obama no afimu ano no wona nanan mahemfo ana nanan matankonya ye wo fra mantam akọ hia ade nkomo eltrese wo no se ne woman no kan ya ho sansam aha Ghana fo pa na rodo no anso amfa so bo mo bia san se kwa mansa dwa so a sane ye sidi ne dollar na hode no ese bia akogina amankan ya no akwakoye bibie ho no a na wodwo no ho ba bia wonte ase anam saya so nti no enei nyame ya doma mana betena konya so wo so won hyehyɛ pa ade Ghana fo sa ya solar power no Wabara se wade megawatt makomako 2000 ebetumi aba be pisuo ama ye nyina mahode no asanso agina ne na so ye papa wase ano ye enamotuo sonkokora ye obetena konya so a ene ontwentwen na ase wabara so obetumi atuo sane ye be Ghana fo benya wosepe ene enigye mapa atumi aye adwuma ewo mayimu.
In terms of power and electricity, you cannot industrialize and really develop if you don't have a source of relatively affordable power and available power. And I want Ghana to move away from a dependence on oil and gas in the generation of power to move towards solar power and wind power, renewables in the generation of power. And the data and the works engineering shows very clearly that in the next 4 years, we can add at least 2,000 megawatts of solar power to the generation mix. And this will really bring down drastically the cost of power in Ghana. And we don't have to pay in costly foreign exchange to import the sun. The sun is already being given to us by God. So we don't have to look for forex to import the sun. We just have to harness the sun to generate the power. Since I announced that Ghana is going to go solar, from when I announced it in February 7, 2 different countries have come to say they are willing to bring the 2,000 megawatts of solar power.
Dear Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumi.
For a Kobe the pressure aqua could go up and a concher for that senator no see Nichim din say Omon Penetum Penua beyond for a human to na Senate in Pafro and Concorso. Says open a cofibo some pem or Safumafo and a penny concher for my Ghana, yes, Senate Jumano or Dano. Sabaka and so I can't swap no share or my Ghana is sick as 7 and 2 years or man penida that John Jukum dear work for Abnada Paba Santiapiga in this concron ne penso no yira ya Safumafo na sinemu ba ene ureya ye ka no ansemi kofibo so mpem osafumafo na senate awoda no no mo kire se ne penso ana mpedimfo afa sentrekese ene frakadam ne azan akwa bi so tonto senate yapade de akwakoma mrasebe geni wo mrasebe gesima desia okwa betifi abaton peso so yira Brian e champon a osaso osofo hwe maye yemfudie ene yekua yoso no mfi se sa na mo no a wo tuo no ensem fata wose ye mana kwan mo okoso a etena senate adwumanim se pani kwankyerefo ekoya o masori a wo mo kasei ye from forum for accountability and justice o mo nsemo mo kanyina ene se Ghana adwumayefo nyina ye ntintu won kakran no ene ho nkomo na yedi na se wo mo do mo sika no mo dwetire ene ye ntintu no bi akwakoru adwuma bi mu na se wo mo se wo mo ton se agapade no je se emu fadodo no ade ama eye yewura Brian Champon a wo mo efise na entweye na kwankro mo fa so aton sade no de ama ye opani no omo efise amfa ne kwan papa so na ekoi mpanimfo baako ene Dr. Fred Awa abusanfo wo kirade wo University of Professional Studies Accra na eye osaso ye pani kwanchefo Awa Research Foundation wadano ekoya omani abrede krata abeto abonten wasaso edintintiman ewo ekunum na nke wese ye bekwa omano so na ye ne Doc Fred Awa akwakode asemi hu nkomo ehuma na entutu mabusia etutom na oje yeso a ye bekwa omano so ne na akwakode nkomo na yakobusa de ntia omo efise opani ne nsem so tena honomo se Senate penimpa
I was saying another tour and some no aso Consumer Protection Agency and Abamani. Wamodia to Jassa Ghana for more money now pa Sasama Samaya. Was some of the time for so one shot yes and Senay. Wamodo money who was so much as a diapers be. Afa kwati kwa so ababe wura o my Ghana mu ya diapers no yan register ya engine tumu ebie mu esanso eye fake ya sanhwe yi a ebetumi de yade anketenkete ade aba ewo mayi mu we no nyina no eye nipa bi no pasemi nkominya adufudi pa ya won mo pesika bocho ade agu won mo botomu ana won mo boa panam kana chiche kwa so na won makwase sasa diapers yi ade aba se ye mofra ne ye maame no mo ya papa no mo panyimfo ya won mo nyina duro mo panyimfie so mo ntimi nsore na nkamfanse sabio won ma dwonso anase won ma dwumu nan no ye de baba won mo safo no nyina ta yade anketenkete abetumi aba won mo so na ansamtrofo hyamudie bi akoso awon kramantamu ana panye kwantrofo ya Consumer Protection Agency wadano oroko fi capital wajira sempie so ya wakasa ye ade afutu enso etato.
The action of the FDA. Ghanaians will like to say, oh, they are killing somebody's business. The FDA is not in to kill anybody's business. The FDA is to make sure that food and medicine and medical products that come on the market, first of all, meet the standards and should be registered with the FDA. If you bring these things on the market, as you see some of them in front of us, and it's not registered, that means the FDA hasn't allowed you to bring them into the port. And where the problem is, like I said, the port is the port. If we were to do due diligence at the port, and government or GRE should not only look at the revenue that is going to come into the country and go the extra mile and make sure that agencies that are mandated at the port, I can go through a lot of them. Food and Drugs Board is one of them. Standard Authority is one of them. National Security, GRA. There's about 12 agencies at the port. It maybe even more. That should make sure that anything that leaves the port is, first of all, wholesome and has the approval to come on the market. Unfortunately, that's why some of these can come, because these are not things that is brought through Togo or through the borders. These are imported.
I was aware of a control for your Consumer Protection Agency, Watano, or Kofi Capito.
I was for Yensan Koyechina, Yene, Dr. Fred, Awankudi, and Como, Cinemidi Candy to Manimuno, Oko Ekua, your friend say Forum for Accountability and Justice. I was for Cosibrine can say, we a leading member, El Honomo, or so extra dear, our University of Professional Studies, Accra, and our research foundation, or not any penny concha for Edano, or Momu Fise, Nei, Ora, Kofi Bosompim, or Safo. Ma for one sem fata se okoswa da senator no papai udimunti nti my pa ne no nkodi nkomo doc awia yamwa doc good afternoon doc nampacha ho ye
boko na monso ye
erade adom yesoso ye ho ye pa na doc obi babusa se Forum for Accountability and Justice Mosempa ne say efa owura Kofi Bosompem osafomafo a won na ye director or that senate ho Mosempa ne say
ya sem ni say he is superintending on an issue of conflict of interest which he should have known as the director general of the organization. Now bro fumo ye ka conflict of interest say original baby menu into nim baby original whether you are for the left or the right. Clearly my man can say Constitution of the Republic of Ghana article 78.3 and article 98.2 and my point say minister and now member of parliament obetima business with government
Sompa
again or anything that government has an interest in. So this parliament through the speaker and the committee would sit to look at it whether it will not affect the operations of government. Minister and also a member of parliament. He didn't go to he did not show interest through parliament. He didn't report his interest in buying the hotels in Senate through Parliament for a committee to sit and decide whether it was appropriate or otherwise. So yeah, assembly says board no, and especially the director should have known that they were engaging in an issue that had potential perceived or apparent conflict of interest. It casts into doubt near Director General no year was Senate. In the we are calling for a thorough investigation into the Senate matter. So you've been investigating SWA, President Nin so that interferences via any investigations.
Na doc mo petition yi anyambia no President Ninsaka na Ninsaka mo gidi se ye mo pe no be ye dia mamo.
Number one, a media release and a petition. You know, it's procedural. We have a lot of respect for the president. So the first is just to let the president know through the media or a forum like this that people have concerns and not all can voice out. By the Forum for Accountability and Justice, we reflect the collective mindset of Ghanaians on this matter because Obiaka. Inti se we no ko na after a while president no take appropriate action amobesa
and doc na ye besa temonka no ye betemonka say president and a board no and take the appropriate action amopese oye no a na ye besa temonka say doc
said crime bebre was say civil society organization betima fa anya address some issues ana ama nema akoye. Wow, you can go to court, which is open to us at the Forum for Accountability and Justice. We can call for open demonstrations. It's also open to us at the Forum for Accountability and Justice. Clearly, one that may be closer would be addressing the president himself through a petition, and the expectations are that president on share constitution. Bridge now acquire baby papa.
Okay. And doc for how many days and modern share president and empenimfo anim. How many days na modi ato ono mo a se bia mo ante omonka mo de sansemi beba?
Was a see any ultimatum bia the amount, but within a reasonable period of time, no, you have taking next steps, and each of the steps you have
yo. Doc, ma yenna wase pa no adaje a wanya dia ma bibia ni so ebesa so aba wonche. Why?
Yes, yeah, damase.
Yo, for Dr. Fred Awa, Ubi our trade our University of Professional Studies Accra. On one a president that Awa Research Foundation and no Equal Mania Bray, a forum for accountability and justice, where ye leading member Eukunum and Yeno Akakudi and Komano. Yen Twan Samson Fumamo, Yen Famonko Kumasi Kijitia. Yatese Equobia, your margin say, or more a baby duomu jume be, Elwo Kijitia Jum Honomo. I mean, I say when you abo money management ya, or more eshe KJT jano so more makwan, and my say you made no more person, no, or more ebe no honmekui. Yes, from Kumase. KJT market umbrella movement. Na guess of if you do mu ba mu yemu wo mo eye NDC fo ku a wo mo ewo KJT abonte so no mo yo magene se wo mo e ba be di omu djuma a wo mo de nkrata akwa mpanimfo mu nim se braso a wo so mo be di omu djuma na wo mo a eno mo kwa akote se manager woda KJT ano so wo makwan e mo meye omo e program no mo pese wo ye no owura na akwabna akwa na edi wo mo dom anim ene nsɛmtwefo kasa ye echeche mo nsɛm say the tray.
Was if you made the nana on my head into a canna. And I'm sorry, who's a muso. Emma, and when you are, you're down to the movement. You see, said the money are not Canadian. There was a piano company. The manager, yeah, Kaibo, said you will feel one. The Ghana was Timona, our friend was a manager. When I'm out, you two was on the manager. So when you might have one in Kayan, says NBC, Amanda Kona, I had a time, I had a book. So when we go, and this Amanda Kona and the cigar, it is a new fear. Yeah, country manager. Covid for say, umbrella movement I work at it. The young here, set a food jar. They see one. Covid for your manager waha. The human resources manager. Awo, tafudo. Send you are feeling why you want to say. Baby, I need food in Juma. I have tafudo way HR. Say and this night and time and this and the sister. Manager said, I'm not a movement to go out. Or to any SC a coalition. Sana be Charlie said, Obey me up the Poyasia. Yeah, can't say I'm not a movement. The poor way say, go away and let anything and Wuna, Namuchina. Now, over to the team said, I'm going to the team said, I'm not a movement to go. Yaya don't pay Patrick, the flabber matter. The giant million. Or does any open when you are I can't get to me and no one waiting and why I bet I will want to win any the manager said, who won this year? I'm not to Tonaka, I don't know Piani, I'm not going for good to I want to know while Bren Musida, yes, Sanka, and now someone up bar, go to the floor. I don't know someone educated. Yeah, country manager said, I'm the movement. I was in the see a solo. The poor way to Nancy. Then fish and son or no, or that didn't to obey a manager. And I'm under the movement. And I am the movement. And I go with say, I believe that yet you say, Thelma, you did go with yourself, Rico, nay, you got nay station. Rico, that's in Kitty said, oh, me, my dead young for 2 I am under the movement. And the cook would think, I'm on who says, baby, Yahweh, you did die here. I am no swat. Am I buying the
I was on phone to way nana kwabna akwa kumase KJT market umbrella movement or no and a penny wudi womanim yes ansem jefun shemu
Royal Quasi Hills Hotel Penny Quantra for ya or Dano Ora Eric Johnson yɛde nka bomamande da sani pabonfo bi agenekra ade afre ne nsam ya asɛm no ɛwɔ wa high court courto ɛda so ɛteso na ɛnano ada bra asɛm no court no ɛna court de ba beto dwa atresanya de ombetimi ato asani no so ɛwɔ wa high court biem ni nyina no ɛyɛ sɛ amrane mufo yi a wo mu na etwitwade age ade hia yɛda so boɔ no kwa adu abɔ wɔnom sanam wɔnom nsa so amapanyipa ya firi muo no wo mo de abasa chief justice ahyɛ kete sɛ asɛm no wo mu nyi franko kumase ɛno aka ho bi ama de hia ɛwɔ girapa ɛno ɛwɔ upper west region atifido atoyɛ mantamu wo mo kyerɛ sɛ ɛkɔba no saa no a wo mo nte ase kyerɛ de kɔɔto no kan no wankasa no wo mo nhyɛ dante ase sɛ yakum nipa wɔ wa na yɛtabra asɛm de akokuma sɛ ne akɔakɔdie na ɛnam so nti no wɔn mo srɛ mpanyimfo sɛ sɛ yɛ na asɛne ne bɛkɔdie a anhwɛ bia na kata so mu aso bi atumi aba baabi nam so nti wɔn fɔ ɔsɛ nyɔyɔ so wɔn pɛ sɛ wɔn di na atantere ne yɛ adwuma nko ade wɔn so wɔn bɛdi ne wa na afei baabi asɛm no da no wɔn mo tumi de ato
petition by his mother which is under consideration to relocate the proceedings has been received with grave concern, cause great distress and suspicion of the possible miscarriage of justice within the Jirapa municipality, the Upper West region, and at large, Ghana. As aggrieved citizens seeking justice and fairness, we believe that justice must be done in this case. As you reckoned, the jury has already been impaneled, and the High Court is ready to hear the case. The transfer could further delay and undermine the integrity of the judicial process. This is unjust and prejudicial, and we register our resentment via this petition as members of the deceased family.
Appealing to the Lordship, the government, and I trust President Akufo-Addo that they should try their best to reverse this decision of sending this matter to Kumasi. For me, as a youth chairman, I'm always very frank. If this matter is not referred to WA and it's still going to Kumasi, with my colleagues and the whole youth and the Jirapa municipality, the Tendamas and everybody, will take a different step. And that different step that we take, it will not spare. It will not help the government and whoever in Ghana. That's our decision. Honestly, we are not happy about what is going on. Why will one person, somebody is suspected to kill somebody, that is, feeding a whole lot of people. The mother is at court and they said that person mother have appealed to the Lordship that the matter should be sent to Kumasi High Court. Is that we don't have a High Court in what? Or are they telling us the High Court in what the judges are no good?
Should be done and be done right. And the right thing to be done is not to transfer to anywhere. Not anywhere. Not even Buale, because our regional capital is Wa, and so shall it be.
I was your way a year at the Shana Mabrubia. I would your pania test, one more Casasa Sania, sending Sibikono, Omobonus.
I'm the foreign from free Jirapa Bonte, so now young from Santamantamasi, Kumasia Bonte, so be two giant about Majua, a Victoria, a dapa, ya, a police near Mechumesita cum, Bonito ya, doom as it was a chionomo, Bonito ya kuno, Adea. Wase ne girlfriend no na ne girlfriend ya no na je se wa ne sika na wa fa na japade no ma na koton ne card ya ma no en wo so wo ja no en wo se won tiase e ma no enya no won tiase enya adwuma no enti eja wa koge ne ho no mu wo fi afre no ma dwoa e mo no so ababehia no nim se eja ne dofo na afre no wo kwa akohia no okohia no nkomo a se inspector matwuma sita akum yi se tuo hye no ho enani ewi ye pesiri bi ene ye ten baako ten mienu ten miensa ten enai ten num bochese okunu akuni sama nyina ewo eduma bonte se wodi awuni nyina na amanfo so tete hodmo a omo ehu de yekoso nyina wieye ene yese wotena prage mu a eja hufo wo dwane kotete nsu ta fikyire no baabi a aposifo ne nuanom aposifo do a ede ne ntete kodo no mantam no se bronya kokwa wodaja ho a abusuan asem isi ye ekeka ko ba afimu ani ene edi koto atrenche ekọ na judge fu yakobo mu nkro a lawyer fu yabo mu nkro na ne judge was ya join na wasa join na je se wo masa akọ na wo makọ akobo nkro no a otemofo ti asem no so se wa join case no enti wo mo join a ene be si be na nunie 2 days ye twa mu nie na busuafo asem no makwa akotena so na otemofo otena asem no so aye ne se wo makwan ma asem no wo muntu nkɔhye kwantentin biu se da bia da wo mbedi asem no enti odansini odika akotena adakam na anu ada na omototo na no ema enura soso no wosa akotena adakam omototo na no ema otemofo na aye ne se odansini a otoso miensa obeba no wontu nkɔhye akiribe nyankopɔn ya adom a adwuada ya sa odansini nsa so mra court biu na dansi a opeso odie no woni mfa asem no na eye inspector matwumasi a wodi awu no ene mra ene ne bedi enma ene na akwakodi awu na eba asa no ene yenua ba ma adwo abusua echese ne judge na ye ne de omani aso papa enko eni se ma wo mu a kenye ne still la matwumasi wona na modu ma de bi omde beba court no ne ye katakata nanim no abusua pani na ado ne nkire mu nie
court se yemra court eno ye ba e sia di ni bi gina otro na no afa tutu na no ono na obetro na no afa obeken obi gina da kem ema lawyer for no bi say se so omo yi na no masa da to aso nti ne oba ye no ono ana sa be che se o kire se ebi bia omo chi obi na se omo interview na omo pe independent witness bi ma ne bi gina na otie asemo a bi pa be omo penso a se lawyer no bi say se bi me ya no se lawyer for no say independent witness ne ba ye ko bi a oti bofo no titro na osan ati nipa na accused person ni kasa it is that independent witness no ebi na munya ya ebi gina ho itie ama omuka mu wi so mbisa na say ensem a otre no gitu person no ano independent na accused person kasa efa ndi nya me adoma mu da sedwada ba independent witness no ba bi na ke no so bi hu yendo tie on so aba na wa for examine no na sisi a ye ba ya ma ko no via bia na de yan kon ya asem na omuka na ye da media ne kana fu nyina se asemi ba yo mo diechiri
abusua pani na nado ena yete ne nkenti madua yenua ba Victoria da pa madua posini inspector metweme sita kumbo no toku no ya ewo duma nwumre bie no abusafo case no ena da so awo court no se court wa ye ne se odonfo ya adoma adwada ombesa so the inspector metweme si aba begina da kem na omo a also mu bedi adanse no omso so mato so aba begina da kem na omo edi omo adanse na fe sebebo inspector metweme si a abono mo de na kwa kotum ye hyembo sasem ye ni die chiri bi frato bia no yemfa enkamemo
21st clinic yesiatica aspect papa pasa okwa wo siatica ya de nyina da obetu idea free wo de ama wo to asentini no a atwe wo de aba onamro mu no abusua siatica ya de no awoko kumaso wo hwan overseas one branches ne doso 15 and actually wo laboratory centers kan wo ho massaging machines ni ade so okona se wo so massage o massage o bibia abusua won wo bi bebi draw kan no de say ade won maso ye wo ma bere papa panya senketo ama for 0540 311311 0540 311311 cloud internet na ebo ma wo internet ho sansam atumi agina so and internet na say dia akwakoye no wontumi hunu so papa data na woto an sesa wonya wifi na tumi aboa odwumadie bia da ya opese odie no wotumi adia mana yeye CCTV camera installation na nyina no cloud internet yeye bi and watching digital security locks web hosting baby bia da ya phone internet ho no aya cloud and channel was all top high one love FM dish animu 0202 699 110 0202 699 110 Dr. Abe watano so apachapa new site on mo was say what the fire de na bra de hom fam de honam fam sickle cell low sperm count gonorrhea hepatitis diabetes malaria sickle cell just bibia Dr. Abe shedi hu dwuma friend was 0243 345 392 0243 345 afa woko korna keba dani heba misia ba na epidanka bisasa wo pethre ko capsules koko master dro no womabo ama wonsa akabi ayedu papa ehwote na yakama pa nso 0546 107 107 0546 107 Mizo and a 5G drinking so yadamwasi. And a mobile ye yadia getting nyina to a trust and say, and no dear no a papa, a mupi and what din won't be a democracy. I was your pendomo to a fray, na a could to be now so coton 0246 270221 0246 270221. I was young and Sonny and Tonkra, Yaba Pinua and Aketri.
21st clinic a sciatica expert sciatica no o nerves na wo to ase na fa wo siremu na fa wo nasia besi ase ho no se ho techema eno ene fa ne sciatica na etimi bubu o to ase ka wo se dwe wo sirem wo je ho ba bia enye na no na 21st clinic ba ya adwuma pa wo mu yenti abaso bo magine wo Ghana ha ene amono ne enya asem ketewa Womuji international awards ahodo womuji local awards ahodo na anu nso na womu be the only sciatica research and treatment center in Africa bibrim ha no ebi ni baabi a gise 21st clinic nkoa womu de bibiduro ene besa oyare no masa de machine aka ho eyayare sabia yare bia wutimi de ko ne mama ade ba ko a wo magidi womu pa no sciatica ena stroke nso de kwa diabetes ne hypertension ne ade Ghana ha baabi a womu ho 0540 311 311 0540 311 311. There's a 21st clinic. Woman is sciatica expert.
Introducing Mixer 5G Sparkling Drink, a whole new refreshment in a can. Mixer 5G is a tasty non-alcoholic drink. It is a perfect companion for all your events, including parties, weddings, and funerals. It is made with green tea, ginseng, guarana, grapes, and grapefruit. Get refreshed with Mixer 5G Sparkling Drink. For bulk purchases, contact 0246 270 221. This advert is FDA approved.
Brakasa ye duabon waso a ne dwumedi wo nipadua biara pom den ene na brabo mu ne hieye pa enye brakasa nko nuaban ne haban bi te se ko nsusu a abonwono ne dia akeka ho no kura enwanunu ahodo a ekọ animu yi ankasa brakasa ne sa nuaban bi nom ne akeka bobudi afa abefo kwan so a ye de aye brakasa powder siesi nipadua na aba akwa ahodo no ho ban afri mpani yade ne yade ahodo pi ho fa enkodate de ma baako freduane anopa ne anwumre anafa enkodate de ma baako woni nsuhie yeti anopa ne anwumre wobra wodidi awie ubenya prekese powder to King's Walk Herbal ne Heroes Herbal Accra Okesi Drug Lane Dani Herbal Kumasi Mensa Takrade Mose Pharmacy ne Greenlight Pharmacy Sunwane Cash and Carry Supermarket Asantwa Herbal ne Bibidro Depot Techiman Sewa Herbal Mampong etufo mfre 0550 19 15-14. Prekese powder. Eye duane san ye dro. FD ahwehwe sankra to emu agi atum.
Sompa TV Emma Aketiapa.
I was here that was say tour and some no asona and no dia de man Bobby free. Jumana 4 year no kwabre Eastman cinema sentiment temu ababesumye. E mu ya yada danwo na ye kwa kwasie no. Ebusua ebra wo mododa mu no na nsa ne mienu nyina atwetwia ho. Ne nan ne mienu nyina atwetwia ho ya bibia adam pefe. Na arawosam no se ebra so se wo mu mamu no so. Na omodi atoada ka mu akwa akosi a omkohwe ya ne nsa baako babia wode wo chebo no ehwo na twise ten ade afiri ho se wo mu omu ba beso omu ne tu yi o se de wode da funu no ne tu yi o obi ntumi hunu akokwa ya won asempa aja ma da hia wo mu adwuma na afo honom na enu akora de aka atoma mento wi akire kurampo ebi mokurampo didi wo mo nsa keka wo mo ntam sanya wo mo na akwakotu nsa no ade afiri suo sanse efunu ayadada no a wo bi akwakohwe bi de sidai na ne nsa timiti firi suo ye kwa ma no so ne ne Emmanuel Apia danseni ye no adobo ye mu no ye na sanso akodi enkomo imamo ha o
ya na wa
mejere yesa awia ya wadwoboko
nyam ko bo adu ndi bia eboko
yeta nyame ase sese ne nsa no mohu ana ebia na nre kwofra wo bi ntoma
nyame so no krenye eno ana de nsa na de nya de se etimi ehu ye so abusia de amamre ne amane egu akwam ama omoye amamre ma ikutie mu no sa bra nsa no na eni ho nti na sa na
ikutie Sompa na anopa mo tete bibi dia free ho se bia wo ko abusua fie no abusua hu ba na ekoso nipa no no odwo okuo bi na ade ba nso na beba ama nipa ya dada no dia wodada no kra se ansa no obedada no no otwa ho mfonyini ni ade a bibi a kyerse ne nsa ne mienu tua ho na be kwa wie kire nipa be so na wie de beto ada kam na fe ne nsa ba ko ate afiri ho
rase hu no de ekoso na nso no enra no na nka pese etimi din ko be na ne no ate bibi a dwene nti no yen shedan ti bibi a sa biem de bibi no wa ya te se bia ya sensa no we eni try na we ni try yen ti bibi a sa enti na de ho no
achire bia na
the fact police in chi obi ade na mo no na police ba obeye ehwehwemu kakra e ko
Sompa
na no chi de yenyanti de ko bia bi
yo ima bo me kakra de wa free mu ayi awoti asie no na brabo tese anyam bia wo ma wo yere ade abrabo no bo ye wasasi so a ene wo kwa ne nsa ba ko ni hui
yo de minimu ne se yere de obi and then was I fitania or juma or mazin nti won se na nyo bi so a oye bata na bibisa for the din nti de minimu fa no
na ankofon ekuo ni ade ababai wote se wodwon bia na
e fa cho no de e bin trama so sa se wodwon bia na wonjo
aya to se nipa no wodeda funu no akwaba no sa no odin se kantam otumete ho asam de entiama no yesa
no kra se group ba bi no na se bi se e bi o no movie ele bia insani ni ho ano so chese order the funu no bibia all right ano de ekokope ba bi so all right kakra nje chire e begu e be hwe ya hu funu no ano mo fere se crash bla ona order the funu no nti ye hu ensa we no se me de dani pa na ensa lo ho nti sensani ni ho dia minim ba bia afa kina ko ya se gusia ye bibia we ya mamle ni amani we o so no so ye ne de kema odi o kanche gugu sa bubo nkosia de second share ni nsem chichire ama omudi kokosie amuno
na sanu china video ni mu no second kita no wo
me pacho ai
okay na abra wo ya sa wie ya wo do second share ni nsem wo no abusua na nka ho hwe san se obi de hye de na ya se ne nsa ni ho wo no aba de no na awi akire ne nsa ba ko atu afiri ho na obedi nsia wie sare se kan ahya ne nsam wo no abusua no ntini ya misa na samba ko mienu bi se bi akire nsunsanso a ebetum de aba
ano de wadawro ma ano de mekase betimi ayi ano na be kwaje se bi abusuafo ni bi ene betimi ayi ano amame
yo
ano de wadawro ma
yo ana na imama enya o na yemfa wo ensi se wote wo boboya se ya kire obi a na wa me aso atewai
me ba cho yo
awofra wai aya Emmanuel Apia na yatene kananra wonne dansini a asemi okopi esuo na wo hunu bie ye na di nkomo ne sanenso so kakra na aka echi no oboye mu nchi no
abzanfo ye nyina we so na awia mu a eja ye besomo yen sori na fe sompa nkomo emesum na entwaso eye awia na akua mo aboaten ablekuma central o say eye a special birthday to openi eye Kenneth eye Mensa Atawe deputy CEO o VRA o say o man happy birthday teacher Kujo Tepanyine siso o say ebraso say Ganafo yenya eye mampani abedichi Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumiamu ejidi na eye Ajimai Eric eye Crispo Fufu DJ Opadimo Francis Kasua Datus munyina mo the message ebaye yemfa munsia na yen sorry na sompa nkomo emeto aso ne chobey ai ebe krim na yo me de ya abo mali bia bogawie me ne
akosua ajewa kwade aboate so obese ade ne news